just stand.
I start approaching or I'll push my gear up.
Oh, I just did that now.
Yeah, I was like,
You need to stand. Just stand up straight.
oh, I
And then I'm like, should you just sit down in front of that real G? You can perch. Yeah.
Thank you.
If you're dying and you're like, I need to sleep.
Legs start shaking, arms shaking. Check mic 1 2 testing. Check mic 1 2. Testing. Testing. Check mic 1 2. Testing. Testing. Check mic 1 2. Check mic 1 2.
yeah, bigger up.
Hello.
Let's get out of the wind. Body radio people. Yeah, explain.
Well, you're all very well organised and on time this morning. Okay, any questions?
Can you explain your decision about Waitangi to us, please?
Yes, as the incoming Prime Minister, we wrote to them with the same kind of request as the previous Prime Minister had made about going to Waitangi. The arrangements that they responded with weren't satisfactory. Look, Waitangi Day is a day where New Zealanders want to be proud of their country. We're doing well as a country, and so I decided not to proceed with the arrangements that they proposed.
What specifically about the arrangements did you not agree with?
Oh, well, a couple of aspects. One was that I wouldn't be able to speak in the pōwhiri, which is unusual. The Prime Minister, as far as I recall, has always spoken in the pōwhiri, and the arrangement for a political discussion afterwards. There was a time when protest at Waitangi was nationally relevant, 15, 20 years ago, but that time's passed because we've made so much progress on relations with Māori and with treaty settlements. And political discussion at Te Tii Marae is now really about Ngāpuhi issues and their own concerns in Northland, but it's a national day, a day for New Zealanders to be proud of their whole country.
But Prime Minister, why should you have the right to speak on the marae? They say that's the rules for everybody, and they're not giving you special treatment. So what makes you think you should be allowed to speak on the marae at the pōwhiri?
Well, I've been to most of the pōwhiri over the last 25 years, and the general expectation would be that the Prime Minister is able to speak there.
Prime Minister, have you jumped the gun?
What's
Have
that?
you jumped the gun on your decision? We've spoken to at least 2 Marae committee members who say they're not meeting until Thursday to make their final decision on the invitation and the issue of speaking rights.
Well, look, a letter was written to the Marae committee, and we received a reply and made our decision on that basis. We're not really responsible for how that marae organises its own committee meetings.
But should you have waited until that meeting and that final decision before making this announcement?
No, I mean, we just received a letter and we're acting on the letter.
Coming up with the that Prime Minister, Kingi Taurua says speaking rights at Te Tii have been reserved for after the pōwhiri. Will that change or influence your decision on attending?
No, it won't. Look, we're going up there. I'm going up there on the 3rd of February. We'll be meeting with the Iwi Chairs Forum, which is a very broad representation of Māori from across the whole country. So there'll be plenty of opportunity for us to have the political discussion on the issues that the government is working with Māori: fresh water, education, whānau ora, resource management law.
And
Prime
coming
Minister,
off
why
the
don't you
back of
just
that,
speak
Kingi says to me that Kaumātua say Parliament has got their protocols, Marae has got their protocols. Given that you've called the conditions unacceptable, are you above Marae protocol?
Oh no! I think they're just it's a group that's always been a bit disorganised around Waitangi Day. This is a day when New Zealanders want to be proud of their country. We're doing very well as a country, economically better.
Are you above Marae protocol?
Eh?
Are you above the Marae protocol?
No, but we have the right to decide where we go to the marae. That's the protocol. The protocol is I don't have to go onto that marae if the arrangements aren't respectful for New Zealand and New Zealanders.
Prime Minister, why don't you just go and play by the marae rules? What are you scared of?
I'm not scared of anything. We'll be in Waitangi on February the 3rd.
That all the other politicians who are invited will be on the marae. What are you scared of? Why not go?
I'm interested in arrangements that are respectful of all New Zealanders, as well as respectful of the role of the Prime Minister,
Okay, so
and that's not the
that?
case.
What about the arrangements as disrespectful? Because John Key wasn't allowed to speak on the marae last year either. So what about this as disrespectful?
Well, he has been allowed to speak because I've sat in through the pōwhiri while he's spoken.
In the past.
Yes, that's
So
right.
the rules, as King Taurua says, are the rules. They're the rules for everybody, and they're going to stick to them. So what about this is disrespectful to you and the rest of New Zealand?
Look, I don't want to see Waitangi Day bogged down in the same kind of roundabout discussions that have become a feature of the arrangements at Te Tii Marae. This is a day where New Zealanders want to be proud of their country because we're doing so well. So I've made the decision that the arrangements that they wanted to put in place were not acceptable, sufficiently not respectful, and so I'll be celebrating Waitangi elsewhere.
But I don't understand, what about it is not respectful?
Well, the marae committee has decided that the Prime Minister of New Zealand can't speak on their marae, and that, as far as I'm concerned, is not respectful of the role. But Waitangi Day is about being proud of New Zealand.
Protocol, Prime Minister, it respects Māori protocol. So you're saying that they should respect you rather than their protocol?
Well, look, in the first place, it's not their protocol because I've seen the Prime Minister speak on the marae, and secondly, protocol is that I don't have to go on that marae.
So what will you be doing in Auckland instead?
Well, that'll be under discussion as from today. I don't think we'll be short of invitations.
Have you made a decision on whether you'll go to Ratana yet?
Well, look, it's likely with Ratana that the day they've designated for the political visits it clashes with the first Cabinet of the year. So that's under discussion at the moment. If it's not able to be changed, then we'll send a senior minister.
But if you didn't go to Ratana and didn't go to Waitangi, would that seem like a snub?
Oh, no, I don't think so at all. I mean, we've got intensive ongoing relationships with the iwi leaders group, with iwi right across the country. On the 3rd of February, I and other ministers will be in Waitangi with the iwi Chairs Forum, which is a large representative group of iwi right across the country. So no, I don't think it'll be seen as a snub. We're trying to work with Ratana to see if we can fit in with them.
What about the dawn service? I mean, shouldn't the leader of our country be at Waitangi at the dawn service rather than sending them to the committee?
Oh no, look, I think it's quite appropriate for Paula Bennett to attend the dawn service. It's a lovely service. Many people enjoy
Isn't
it.
it appropriate for you to attend the dawn service?
Well, we've decided if I go to attend the dawn service, then it would, the protocol would be I need to go to Te Tii Marae. So we've decided that Paula will go to the dawn service.
Are you playing politics with this?
No, not at all. I mean, I've been to Waitangi many times myself, and I just think
The
that
difference is you're Prime Minister now, sir. So
That's
are
right.
you playing politics with this decision now that you're Prime Minister?
No, I'm not, but I have come to the view that on Waitangi Day, the Crown, the government should be conducting itself in a way that shows respect for New Zealand, that enables New Zealanders to be proud of their country on their National Day, rather than concerned about what's going to turn up in the
I just
media.
don't understand how this would make people not proud of their country for the Prime Minister to go and not speak. That's the bit I don't understand. So
I think, look, a lot of New Zealanders cringe a bit on Waitangi Day when they see the way that the ceremonies have been conducted, the ceremonies and welcomes, the type of protest has been there in recent years, and I'm pretty keen that we have a day where we're proud of it.
So why are you saying that New Zealanders cringe? What about Waitangi Day make this a cringe movie?
I think some of the activities that have gone on Waitangi Day have made New Zealanders cringe, and I don't think that's a good thing for our National Day.
Are you talking about last year?
Well, there's been any number of events, over the years. But look, those are local issues for Te Tii Marae. The decision's been made. I'm sure Waitangi Day will be a wonderful day for New Zealanders in 2017.
With iwi leaders.
That's right, and I think it's notable.
You're bypassing the local people to meet with the iwi leaders.
Well, I'll just follow what the iwi leaders do. The iwi leaders meet regularly in Waitangi, have for the last 7 or 8 years with the Crown. The iwi leaders don't go to Te Tii Marae.
Prime Minister, you talk about showing respect for the day, but are you not disrespecting Te Tii Marae by not showing up?
Oh no, I don't think so. It's not a matter of disrespect. It's just a matter of making a decision. And in any case, they need to conduct their own arrangements in a way that's respectful of the National Day, and they've struggled a bit to do that.
When you meet with those iwi leaders, we understand that water rights are on the table there. What sort of agreement are you hoping to present? What sort of conclusion are you hoping to come to there?
Oh, look, that'll just be discussion of ongoing work we've been doing for quite some time. New Zealanders want to see their fresh water clean. We want to be able to maintain productivity of our agriculture as well as maintain our environment, and iwi are a pretty critical part of that. So we've been working with them for 4 or 5 years on those issues, so there won't be any particular agreement to be reached.
Just on the trip to Europe, what are you hoping to achieve in terms of your meetings in the UK and in Brussels?
Well, I want to maintain the very good work done by the previous Prime Minister and also by our Foreign and Trade Ministers in maintaining the personal relationships with the leaders and also making sure they understand New Zealand's interests. They are interested in us. The fact that I'm able to meet with the Chancellor of Germany and the Finance Minister, the Prime Minister of Britain, the 3 presidents of the EU, I think indicate that they've got some real interest in New Zealand. So we want to push forward obviously our trade interests, but also understand how all these leaders are thinking about the decisions they're going to be making in a pretty uncertain world, because whatever decisions they make will affect us.
Have you got any further in terms of the UK FTA issue? Or whether any trade negotiations may progress with Brexit?
Well, I'll get a measure of that when I get there.
Prime Minister, Saudi student who turned out to be a bomb maker, what can you tell us about him and what do you know about what he did in New Zealand?
Well, look, we don't comment on individual security cases, but I think it illustrates just how international the terrorist threat is. This is why we work with other countries. First, to make sure that New Zealand's low exposure to terrorism is maintained. But secondly, we need to understand what's happening in the wider world, because Kiwis travel the world and they can be in danger, as we've seen in recent weeks in Turkey and Germany.
So in general terms, are we screening students well enough?
Well, the intelligence agencies and the border agencies keep a pretty close eye on who's coming in and who's leaving.
So did they know that he was here?
Look, I simply can't comment on that.
What was he studying and where?
Again, I can't comment on that.
Can you tell us about the security vetting process in general that was in place when you came into the country? People from sensitive countries like that?
No, look, I wouldn't want to comment on that specifically. It's some time since he came to New Zealand. Things will almost certainly be tighter than they were back then.
There was a perception that we have at some point post 9/11 accepted that we would like to take, student money from some security experts we've spoken to, that student money is more important than the security of this country.
Well, look, that's a policy issue rather than a security issue. We've found that our international education is a great way to build relationships with other countries, build knowledge and understanding of New Zealand, and provides a lot of jobs in New Zealand. So we accept that if you have people coming into New Zealand, there's going to be some security risk. We've just gone through processes, both renewing our capacity in our security agencies and our border agencies, so that we can operate tighter security over people coming in.
Does it need another review?
Well, look, we'd have to wait and see if there's anything about this particular case that points us in that direction, but I have to say it's been a lot of work and significant investment over recent years.
How concerned are you about students being radicalised in New Zealand?
Oh, we'd be concerned if that was happening, and again, part of the role of government is to keep an eye on that. There isn't much evidence of that happening at scale or in ways that are alarming, but we keep an eye on it.
Have you been briefed about this particular case, about what contact this person may have had, whether it was radicalised in New Zealand? Have you been briefed about that?
No, not yet. It's still pretty fresh.
And sorry, just on Israel, were you surprised at the backlash we faced following the resolution?
Oh, not particularly. Just the issues around the resolution are fairly highly politicised in Israel. But there was, the position of the New Zealand government should have been well understood. All of the Security Council voted for it or abstained. That's the UK, France, US abstained. So it's a very broadly understood international position.
People have called us anti-Israel. What do you make of that?
Yeah, look, I don't agree with that. New Zealand's been a long-time friend of Israel. We have a range of connections, trade, increasingly technology and innovation. And it would be a shame if us expressing a view that might not line up exactly with the Israeli government was seen as somehow being unfriendly or changing that relationship. I mean, we've got a realistic understanding of the pressures in the Middle East. That's why, as our time on the Security Council, we wanted to see some advance in the Middle East peace process, and the resolution in that sense is pretty balanced. But New Zealand remains a friend of Israel.
And are you worried that it might have sort of set us up on the wrong foot with the Trump administration?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Prime Minister, just before you get off, if he changes his mind and gives you speaking rights on the day, will you change your mind and go to Waikato?
No. we wrote to them, and look, you can only negotiate in a spirit of goodwill. So we wrote to them. They've replied. We take that as their position, and made a decision. Well, no, they've given us their views about what should happen, and I've decided that that's not appropriate for Waitangi Day, that we can do better. Thank you. Thanks. Thanks very much.